looks like Lady Gaga has dropped a new album. And if you are a viewer of the channel, you may think I am a fan of hers. And while I appreciate her music, I don't dislike her. I wouldn't say I'm a mega fan or anything like that, but she has really been on my radar lately. Now, if you are not new to the channel, you will know that I have been doing a series on hypersigils. And hypersigils can be conscious or unconscious. They are essentially magical messages through works of art. So the divine, higher powers, gods, goddesses, whatever you want to call them, they can influence us on earth and basically weave messages into our subconscious, into our creative brains, our creative mind, and influence what artists produce. And artists themselves can put their own influence into their works of art as well, to spread their own message or narrative or spell. Because in a traditional sense, in witchcraft, a sigil is a symbol of your own creation and intention that you put out there to empower whatever that may be. So you could have a sigil for protection, you could have a sigil for love or money. So a hypersigil is taking that concept and getting even more creative with it and putting it out to a wide audience, let's say. So I have been down this rabbit hole, and I am continually down this rabbit hole making videos to kind of get people to see it for themselves. And now my eyes have been opened to the world of hypersigils. When Lady Gaga has dropped her next album, wow, a lot of things are slotting into place for me. And this video has come about because of that. I strongly feel in my guts that she is a representation of a part of the divine feminine, of Lilith, of the red goddess, of the scarlet archetype. And so this is a video with a difference. I'm going to go into her album a little bit, into some of the symbolism, and then I'm going to ask Lilith's opinion. So let's get into it. Now, if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. I am Sarah, that divination witch, and this channel is a safe space and a witchy community. You can share, ask questions, nothing silly. We don't tolerate crap here. So if you are going to be a hater or anything like that, go away. But if you want a safe space and like-minded people, chilled out vibes, hit subscribe. And if you want to support me in the channel further, all of my links are below. I have a Patreon, I have a website, Etsy shop, do readings. On Patreon, we have been teaching tarot. We are now doing exclusive episodes on Hecate as well. And we are going through the year of the dark goddess, so exploring our inner power and different archetypes of the dark goddess. And it's really interesting, so go check it out. So, I am looking here because my computer's here. Let's first get on to Lady Gaga. Now, I did a video not too long ago breaking down her abracadabra video. And even for muggles, aka people who aren't into anything magical, it's obvious. She was inspired by magical things. The title itself, abracadabra, I don't know why I said it like that, abracadabra, is a magical word, has been used throughout history. Go check out that video. I will link it below if I remember. If not, it is on the channel under the hypersigil playlist. But I talk about that at great length. But even the imagery of the music video is very much Babylon, Scarlet Woman, that kind of archetypal energy. And that's what piqued my interest in Gaga. So the other day I'm on Spotify and I see that her new album's dropped. The album itself is called Mayhem. And when you look it up, it is, well, it's in the name again, it is about her exploring her musical roots, but also about chaos and mayhem and finding sense in that. Now, anybody who has studied even a little bit in the occult or paganism will know that everything is born from chaos, really. The Big Bang is chaos, even if you want to look at it like that. And normally it's the mother goddesses throughout different cultures and mythologies and histories that birth the world into being. From nothing comes something. And I really feel the symbolism with that straight away. And then I looked at the track list and I thought, holy moly, made me think of Thelema straight away. Thelema is a rabbit hole I'm currently down in my personal life and practice. It is not something I'm a total expert in, don't get me wrong, but I am down the rabbit hole. And all of it is screaming Thelema, Crowley, it's screaming archetypal energy, very magical, planetary energy, Kabbalah, all of it. I mean, I'm currently journeying through the Clifoth or the Klipot, however you want to pronounce it. I am currently exploring this myself in my personal life and practice, so this is like really prevalent in my mind. So I'll get the track list up. Now, some of these obviously people will know. Disease was the first single she released on this album, and then Abracadabra. So when you go through the Tree of Life or Tree of Death, it really is a pathworking of self-discovery and exploration. It is exploring your shadow and integrating it. It is alchemy. It is making yourself whole again. It is curing yourself. So the fact that it starts with disease makes me think, okay, that's the chaos. That's the mayhem energy. First song on the track list. We are looking for a cure. And then we go into abracadabra, manifestation, because we speak and we manifest into being. That's what abracadabra means. Garden of Eden. I mean, need I say any more? Very Lilithy energy. Very that archetypal energy of forbidden knowledge. Eating the forbidden fruit, as Eve did. Perfect celebrity, vanish into you, killer, zombie boy, love drug, how bad do you want me, don't call tonight, shadow of a man, the beast, blade of grass, die with a smile. So we're ending with death. We're ending with the end of a cycle for rebirth, and the cycle repeats. The beast is Crowley, straight away. If you don't know about Crowley, he used to name himself that. It's an archetypal energy within Thelema. It's the masculine and the feminine. The feminine is Babylon. The feminine is the Scarlet Woman in Thelema. And she is symbolised by 777, the number. And Crowley, he coined himself the beast, but it's not just a Crowley thing. It's a male. It's the divine masculine to the divine feminine. And it's solar energy. It's 666. That's the number. And it's not to say it's Satan and things like this, although I really feel Crowley played into that. I do. Although Thelema doesn't believe in Satan, it's complex. It's complex, but it is adversarial. It's kind of out there on purpose to shock, in a way, to be that powerful archetypal energy. But shadow of a man comes before that, and that really makes me feel Crowley energy on a personal level. You know, it's something I've been going through, and I'm going to have to go through the abyss in the Klipot. And if you know anything about it, you know Charon's on, you know the whole jive. So I've been looking into stuff like this, and I've been connecting actually with Crowley's energy. And as controversial as that man is, I don't feel, this is just my opinion obviously, I don't feel he meant to take it as far as he did, let's say. But that's a story for another time. But all these things like really spoke to me. I mean, even this perfect celebrity vanishing, like these are the things. I mean, I know it's very personal to Gaga obviously, but it's things that you go through when you explore, especially the Qliphoth, whatever you want to say it like that. But when you are going through your deep shadows, it sounds like, real shadow work titles here. But it just screamed to me, especially with the beast, the shadow of a man, don't call love drug. I mean, he was Diary of a Drug Fiend. He was, by his own admission, somebody that was hooked on opioids. It's very much imagery, slap bang in the face, okay? Now, I took a screenshot of some of the lyrics of these songs. I've been listening to them. And yes, it's very personal to Gaga. Like I say, I'm just getting the screenshots up. And it's her exploration of herself, her music, her artistry. Of course it is. But the external symbolism, unreal. So, like I said, I've already done one on abracadabra, but to quickly recap, I mean, there are things in there that it's literally like a spell. It's all about rebirth, the song. It's about manifestation. It is a song literally about magic. So let me look at the lyrics of this song, The Beast. Now, I really like this one. It wasn't what I thought. The tempo of it, the style of the music, it really wasn't what I kind of thought. So let's go through some of the lyrics. So, I touch your face because I see the panic. Who rang the alarm? I see you shivering, your eyes are red, your soul is gone. And that, I really just feel Aleister Crowley vibes in this song. I don't think she meant to do this, but it's not the first time Aleister Crowley has inspired people. Ozzy Osbourne, just saying a whole song after him. But the fact that it's kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. It's kind of like how Crowley, he embraced this sort of evil archetype in a way on purpose. It's not to say it's evil, but he let people think it was. He embraced that controversial energy and was like, oh well, I'll be that. And it's like he wasn't himself anymore. And I mean, some people say when he invoked Choronzon, the demon of the abyss, some people say he never came back. Some people say he got stuck in there. Some people say he changed. Some people say Choronzon is him, and it's a big thing, a mystery. But if you know, you know, is what I'm saying. It's very deep to get into in this video. But yeah, the lyrics, you're out of breath, TikTok running out of time. Because at midnight there's a change in you, I've heard, and it's very much, I mean, it's called The Beast. It is like Jekyll and Hyde, and that's probably where she was getting some of the inspiration from, like transforming into like a werewolf or something. Who can you hide? It's 11:59, heart's racing, we both know why. The beast inside, it is this split personality. Girls are scared of you, legend in your neighbourhood. Last week you left somebody dead, it's all misunderstood. I just really, really feel it is this occult symbolism, whether you want to say it's Crowley, and that's the way I'm taking it, but you could say it's like werewolf stuff, or you're in a shadow coming out, but it is very mystical, very, very much so. It's just a brief rundown because I don't want this video to go on too long, because we've got to ask Lilith's opinion here. Now, Garden of Eden, pretty obvious, okay? Just got some of the lyrics up here. I know obviously some of the lyrics are not going to apply, but what stuck out is the obvious part about, where is it? Bad decisions. Where's that lyric? Come on, body's getting close. Oh, I've lost what I was looking at. Sorry, guys. Whoops, I have opened something. Yeah. I mean, the poison... but let's have a look. Yeah, found it. My excuse to make a bad decision. Body's getting close under the lights. I've been feeling this familiar feeling like I've known you my whole life. take you to the Garden of Eden, poison apple, take a bite. It's very repetitive. I know it's the style of song and whatever. Pretty obvious. The forbidden fruit, poisoned apple, you're taking a bite. It's sinful, you shouldn't do it. That's what she's singing about. And bad decisions, arguably, some people say it's a bad decision Eve did what she did in the mythology, you know. But it's very much Lilith energy in this, I feel. I really feel Lilith coming through in this particular song. I really feel that archetype of the dark feminine, that kind of adversarial energy coming through with this. And then, bear with me. And then the disease. Now, I didn't do a video on disease, but the whole premise of this is that, you know, I heard you begging for life, running out of medicine, you're worst you've ever been, poison on the inside, you're going to die, I can be your antidote. It's, yeah, if you're a sinner, I can make you believe, etc., etc., etc. You'll have heard the song more than likely. It's very much symbolism of the hopeless, of needing to purge the poison from in you, exploring the shadow, knowing that you've got no other choice but to face your demons, really. It is thick with symbolism. I'll have to do a separate video on the song itself. But this is just one album, you know, and that's just a few samples here. Now, what I wanted to ask Lilith is if indeed Gaga is the embodiment of her. So she has a lot of imagery in her other music, like Bloody Mary, Judas, even Babylon from the Chromatica album. I loved that one. Venus even. I mean, it's not exactly biblical, but it's still the divine feminine archetype. She just has this energy about her that I feel, whether she realizes it or not, because I know there's conspiracy theories out there about her saying that she's some occultist and stuff. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. But I don't think it's like, you know, what some of these people are saying about some really, really dark stuff. I won't even voice it on YouTube. If you know, you know. But it's interesting. I do think she's got some infernal influences, and she has some people channeling through her. So then, the meat and potatoes of the video, we're going to ask Lilith about this. That's the whole point of me doing this. Let me clip my microphone. Mother Lilith, Mother Lilith, Mother Lilith. Is Lady Gaga channeling your energy in her music? It is not just me. What she is doing is shattering illusions to the masses without them even realising it. So we've got King of Swords, which is the masses. She is saying that this is the energy of the world we live in right now, as a whole, or on the whole, controlled by the patriarchy. The sky gods, essentially. Whether you want to call it Yahweh, Allah, El, whoever, doesn't matter. Abrahamic God, on the whole, is the main religion of the world, I want to say. I know there are others like Hinduism and Buddhism and Sikhism, etc. But on the whole Abrahamic faith, I don't know the statistics, but she's saying it's the most popular thing. And even if you are an atheist in this world, if you're in the Western world, then you're still controlled by a patriarchal system. So that's the world we're in. We need to move on from that world. But this is not something that can happen overnight, nor can it happen straight away. It will happen eventually, because once all the major civilizations were matriarchal, and she is coming back. She, not just Lilith, as a collective, is coming back, but it will take time, because these things don't just change without a fight. The tower has to fall, and if you look at the tower on this particular card, it's a mask, and she is saying that the mask is slipping. You see, the mask is clinging on for life there, isn't it? But it's cracking. The facade is cracking, and we have the opportunity right now. We can break the cycle, because this cycle's been perpetual for thousands of years at this point, since the birth of Christianity and before then, actually. So we can break the cycle, or we can continue the cycle. But either way, if it continues, eventually it'll come back round again, and then it's again the option. And that's why she is coming through, yes. And she doesn't just come through people like Lady Gaga. She comes through a lot of people. Why do you think the craft is trending? Yes, it has trended before, but think on it, she is saying, in the grand scheme of things, witchcraft was punishable by death, and suspected witches were even killed. It was just an excuse, to be honest, to get rid of people that didn't fit. In the grand scheme of things, that was like yesterday. If we think about how long, say, the ancient Egyptians were around for, thousands of years, longer than our modern age. So the witch trials, as an example, happened a blink of an eye ago, really. It's hard to wrap our minds around it, I know. But to a god, to someone like Lilith, Hecate, whoever, to a higher power, that is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So if that was like 2 seconds ago, what is going to happen 2 seconds later? Look at how much has changed since then, and the changes we are still going through. We have so many more freedoms than we ever had in the Western world. We have knowledge at our fingertips. We are able to speak out in ways we never could. And yes, there is pushback, and there is animosity, and there is fighting and wars and all sorts of nasty things going on. We know this, but as a whole, compared to the 1700s, blink of an eye ago, a hell of a lot has changed. A woman wouldn't dare even wear trousers. That might sound ridiculous, but it's true. It was scandalous to flash a bit of ankle. Never mind get lip fillers. So who's to say that this can't change? She's trying to give us hope. And so the way that the divine get messages through is through the zeitgeist, through the collective consciousness, through creativity. So yes, she does channel through Gaga, but it's not just Gaga, and it's not just her that does it through Gaga. But Gaga is linked very much to the feminine energy. And this is the hope for the future. And I was looking at that card because I'm trying to make out what the heck that is behind him. if you look at it. What is that? Is it a bear? I can't make out what animal that is. That's a very strange symbolism. But she wanted me to look closer. And she's telling me to talk you through this symbolism. Because this man, he is looking forward to the future. The future is in his hands. The power is in his hands. But this monstrosity is behind him. And yes, it's probably meant to be some animal on a wall. I don't know what the hell it is, though. I still can't make it out. But that is the beast behind us. The symbolism of the beast as well. But not in a good way. This is that patriarchal, that horrible collective energy that's trying to bring us down, chasing our tail, trying to stop us becoming enlightened, trying to stop us waking up. If you look to Gnosticism, there are things called archons that were meant to stop us and control us. That's the vibe, and I'm getting goosebumps, not in a nice way thinking about it. But the feminine's got our back. They want us to wake up. We can and we will come out on top so long as we keep fighting. And now is the time of information at our fingertips, like I've said, but people are questioning more than ever. I'm sure on the last census in the UK, I don't know about where you guys live, but in the UK every so often we do something called a census, where it's optional, I believe. It's optional these days, I can't remember. But we say our name, age, where we live, any kids or not, our religious belief. It's just for record keeping purposes. So in the future, if someone wants to trace their ancestry or look back in history, or if, I don't know, governments for their own reason, probably nefarious ones, want to know what the demographic is in an area, they've got the info there. It's a data collection thing. But it's been going for years and years and years, generations. And it's the first time, like, there was less Christianity and more paganism. There was a rise in paganism. That's telling to me. You don't have to be a pagan. I am, but you don't have to be. You know, it's telling that people aren't just going with the flow. I mean, right now on YouTube, I keep having things suggested to me that are very right wing. And look, I don't interact with these things, but I admit I do watch it when it's suggested to me out of curiosity. Because one of the things suggested to me is people in uproar in the UK, right wingers, in uproar that people are being more inclusive of other religions, because the UK is a Christian country and we should all be Christians, blah blah blah. And it's very telling, that's all I'll say. It's not to say that we are going to be an Islamic country, although these people are acting like that. You read between the lines what I'm trying to say there. It's a bit not my vibe. But very much like, actually, if we go right back, we were once a pagan place. you know, paganism is our roots. It's everyone's roots. It was animism before that. It's Mother Earth. It's the collective consciousness. It's us. That's the root of everything. And we can argue about trivial crap like that, really, and doesn't really mean much. So it's a cycle. That's what Lilith is basically saying. This is Wheel of Fortune. But this tarot deck I'm using, it's called the Vice Versa Tarot. Very interesting, okay? I believe this is technically on this side, it will be upright, this side's reversed. So if it is reversed, it's a bad cycle that's repeating. But if we look at it, it's the magician who's behind the Wheel of Fortune. And what she's saying is we've got the power to make this change. Only us, nobody else. So to answer the question about Lady Gaga in a nutshell, yes, Lilith is very influential behind her, but it's not just Lilith. There are other divine feminine archetypes. And yes, they do come through. And it is not lost on me or other occultists probably that there is heavy symbolism even with Lady Gaga right now, and I'm all for it. Go for it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's enlightenment. It's getting people thinking, and I just found that interesting. So drop a comment below. Do you like Lady Gaga? Is there anyone else out there, artist? It doesn't just have to be a singer. Anyone else out there that you are seeing the symbolism with? Put it in the comments below. I'm happy to go digging and searching. I've got a few suggestions to look at the symbolism of, and I'm excited to do more of these videos. If you find it interesting, I've got a whole playlist on the channel about hypersigils if you want to learn more. And if you made it this far, you may as well hit subscribe. Until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.